That's what anticipation should feel like and sound. Jill Roord and Dominique Janssen in the tunnel. From here they will walk out with the VFL Wolfsburg team for their game against Arsenal London in the UEFA Women's Champions League. And it won't be in the small women's stadium, but in the big Volkswagen Arena, where usually only men get to play. I think it's great for the team that we get to play under these conditions. I'm already imagining what it will be like.
Das ist ein ganz wichtiges Signal.
That's a very important signal for the players who were really hoping for this to happen. Also for the staff and all the employees. En route from the small stadium to the arena is the Wolfsburg Football World Museum. Here the football club shows its idea of equality. The Wall of Fame fairly displays the most successful players, male and female. At some point, we'll be on this wall too. It's not always the case that men and women are displayed together. We noticed that there are many women here. It's not like that everywhere. Jill and Dominique both are from the Netherlands and switched from Arsenal London to Wolfsburg. Both feel that women's football is on the upswing in Europe, the most successful continent in the last World Championship. Germany has a long way to go compared to England. They are doing a really good job with the Women's League. Many media outlets report on it too. The games can be watched online. That's really good. Germany should take a leaf out of England's book. In the game against Arsenal London for the semi-finals in the Women's Champions League, the Wolfsburg captain will lead her team out wearing a rainbow armband. A tradition started years ago by former defense player Nila Fischer. Today all VfL teams wear these armbands. It's important to show that there is diversity in football. Football is such a strong force in the world. Setting an example in this way is a really good thing. I think it's great to see us play with the Volkswagen logo in rainbow colors every now and then, or with the captain's armband in these colors. We live the values of diversity. That's one of Volkswagen's corporate principles. The VfL embodies this principle too. We had Volkswagen's support from day one. Without it, it wouldn't have worked. VfL Wolfsburg was one of the first clubs to use this approach. Team building is something that has been applied across teams for years. For example, when men and women participate in a driving safety seminar organized by our main sponsor. In the meantime, more and more clubs in Europe have recognized the role women's football can play, and some aspects where women have advanced quicker than men. It's gaining momentum, with men too. It's slower for them for some reason. No idea why. That's life. Maybe women are more open and honest regarding the situation. Men are more reluctant. Just recently, a male player came out as being gay, and the fans have shunned him as a result. You don't wish this on your worst enemy, but it did send a signal showing that these things will have to become normal at some point. In our teams, maybe half of the players like women and half like men. That's completely normal. The Dutch players will play in some large arenas this year. Not just the Women's Champions League, but also the European Championships in summer will take place in big and famous venues. And just like with the men last year, with the support of the ball-carrying car from the UEFA Euro Mobility Partner. For the umbrella organization, that's more than a symbolic gesture.
We want to have a tournament that, first of all, can be enjoyed by players, coaches and fans. That really is a tournament to be remembered, and that is a tournament that sends a clear signal as to where we want to go, and that this sport is fantastic and we're fully behind it.
Women's football is most valued in England right now. It's no coincidence that England will see record audiences in summer.
I think the tournament has a special importance for England, that England, the federation, the clubs, the host cities are where they are today, didn't come overnight. They invested a lot, and they deserve a lot of credit also for how strategically well-run women's football is in this country.
However, the two Dutch players can feel other nations catching up. Particularly in their own country, interest in the sport has been growing since they became European champion in 2017. Everything changed after that. Lots of media outlets report on our international matches. But here too, when I score a goal, the Dutch always say, "Roord scored for Wolfsburg." They pay a lot of attention to that. Two Dutch players, who previously played in England, now go for the triple with the VFL team. Then they will aim at the European Championship with their national team. It could become a historic summer for the defense player and the offense specialist, for the equality of men and women in football, and for the advancement of women's football in Europe.